I had spoken to Christy and Kelly and Melissa, and
And how did you get their information?
they emailed the information. I talked to them on the phone.
Because it was on my website.
I don't know about that.
It was
I don't
on my
remember.
website
Probably.
first. That's how they would have known about it. Like,
Yeah, I know that Kathy
no,
says
this is
that's how
prior
she
to
heard.
casting. This is prior to any of the casting at your studio. But once I saw, I was like, these are, I really like these moms. I really like the pictures of these kids. And they had sent me some video of the kids dancing.
the
and
pictures of the kids came from me.
maybe.
No,
Okay.
they did.
A copy. So that's when I called John and I said, I think we can do a whole, show at this one studio in Pittsburgh. These women are great. These kids look amazing. I said, what's the dance teacher like? He said she's, and I was like, amazing.
Really?
Yes. I said, that is amazing.
See,
And
I
said,
don't know any of this story.
He said,
because
he said,
she's not going to be on camera. She would never be on TV.
She did say that. He said, she's
Okay.
never going to do it. I said, really? I said, give me your phone number. And I think I called you and I think you were driving. You're like, hello.
So I hung up.
Who's this?
How'd you get my number?
Yeah.
So I
So
hung
I
up.
said, look, we're developing this project. Would you be interested? And you were like, yeah. It was great. And that's how it all started.
Little
It's
did
crazy.
I know. It
Little
would
did you know. And,
destroy my business. Little
and you
did
guys
I
had a
know.
flip camera and I would ask questions and, Christy would go around with a flip camera and ask the questions that I asked her to ask you guys. She interviewed you. She interviewed the moms.
See, that I remember later, because she always tries to take credit for that.
Oh.
That I remember that later on, I was sitting in the den working on interview skills with the kids,
Yeah.
and her saying, "This guy needs me to get you on camera."
Yeah.
And I was like, get out of my face. Like, what are you doing? And then she had a couple things from you, and I answered them, and that was it.
Yeah. We didn't
But
have
I was
a lot.
not on the show.
We didn't have a lot. But we had a very short interview she did
But
with
tell
you.
tell the world though,
Very, very
I
short.
was
No,
not
in my
on the
head,
show.
No, in my head, I thought it was Dance Moms, and I was more interested in the moms. But we did see that tiny bit of an interview. And if you remember, I never interviewed you,
No,
and I did that on purpose. Because when I saw you,
acts like it was all planned out.
we had because we saw some footage of you teaching in the studio, and you were like so good, and it was so compelling. And the way you talked to the kids and how you hovered over them, it's like something we hadn't seen before. And I was like, I don't even think we need to put her in an interview. Like, she just is so good in reality.
And this wasn't
We
like
don't-
yelling. This was just talking and just
sort of
like
talking.
her craft.
Yeah, right. So I literally took the flip cam footage that I had gotten for over a period of 3 to 4 weeks, edited that. It was about a 3.5, 4 minute reel from the flip camera footage. I had never met any of you guys, right?
Right?
And it sold from that. The show sold from that.
Would that be the
Footage.
sizzle?
No. So yes, it was the
So-
first sizzle.
We don't want to dwell on it, but
Yeah.
you and John, from my story, you and my memory of hearing this, went door to door for looking for a production company, and you went into, I don't
Yeah.
even want to say the name. We went into this particular production company, and they gave you like $3,000 or whatever to shoot a sizzle.
So no, that's not quite true. But once the show sold, we signed with this production company. We literally on pictures that we had from you and the girls and the moms and their story.
I got an urgent phone call to overnight 12 program books
Yes.
to
So
some meeting
Yes.
or whatever,
So we had your program book.
which are
and the
impressive.
production.
You can make
yes.
anybody look good in a picture. Yes.
They're amazing pictures.
Yes.
Can't look away from these pictures in this book. And so that was used to help sell the show along with this little 3.5 minute sizzle just from the flip camera footage.
There you have
So
it.
then,
I helped sell the show. There you have it.
but then, so
teasing.
it sold, but then they gave me a little money to go meet you. And that's when we had to shoot a bigger presentation.
And we did the interviews.
So we did the interviews. We went to a competition. You had Maddie compete a tap solo.
And
I did
John
Melissa's.
Michael danced, I believe.
I think he did.
Now, tell the world,
Yeah.
in those interviews, nobody danced. They sat in a chair next to their moms. They were put on camera.
The day.
They were cute. They were
Correct.
beautiful children.
That's
Yes.
correct. But I did see a lot of tape of the kids dancing,
Right.
and I did see them in your class
Right.
that we shot when we shot the
Right.
presentation. Did they do a 5, 6, 7, 8 combo? No.
On the
But
spot.
on the
No.
spot, no. But
No.
we did see
Dancing.
numbers, and we saw dancing, and we
So
saw
they
all
didn't-
the-
Sometimes
they didn't need
numbers
to
took from
audition.
September to
Yeah.
January to create, and then
Yeah.
you saw them in February or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Some of
Yeah.
those numbers and some of those children take a long time to get a dance that you saw on tape. I just want
Yeah.
to put that out there.
Yeah,
There was no 5,
absolutely.
6, 7, 8 until season 2 when Kendall came in.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And people flew overnight on one day's notice from Australia to get there.
Right. But I just go back and thinking about, the lightning in a bottle. It's like we just knew, and everybody knew the second they saw the first presentation. And not only was it Abby, not only was it, the moms, but it was like the kids. They all, I've said this a million times, but they all had these perfect faces, these perfect little faces.
Mhm.
And out of this tiny studio,
It wasn't
outside of
that
Pittsburgh,
tiny.
wasn't that tiny, right? In Pittsburgh,
A lot of taxes.
comes all these stars. We're
But
born.
it wasn't like this LA or this New York situation. It was Pittsburgh, like you
Right.
said, like not this,
Oh,
know.
Okay, but let me say something else.
Yeah.
We were also there because we heard there was a lot of craziness.
Okay.
So there was a lot of drama there, and we knew about it, and we were hearing
There's
about
a
it.
lot of drama in a lot of
And
studios.
a lot of studios.
Did you hear
So,
that from Christy, or did you hear that from just around?
a
I
little
know
bit
that.
of yes from the
Okay.
moms and know.
Okay. So
You know,
And
when
I-
you talk to one mom and they mention this, and this name, then you
Yeah.
talk to the next mom and they
Yeah.
mention this,
Yeah.
and this name. Then you talk to the third mom who they're all mentioning and it's so sweet and nice. It's like, ooh, there's weird here.
And I think you told me that. I mean, I know with the economy, you'd lost some students right at the time, but I think also you said because of a lot of the drama from some of the moms, you had lost some students.
Yes.
So I mean, that's serious drama.
a lot was going on.
And
you're
there's
losing
a lot
customers.
of story there.
Yeah.
And when you sit the moms down and you hear their stories and you hear about the history with the cast and the history with you, I mean that is the gold in the show too. Really is. When you throw a bunch of people into a TV show that don't know each other, it's not that compelling, and people can smell that it's fake. And so I think right off the bat from day one, you have instant story and great story.
Real story.
Real story,
Yes. Not manufactured.
not manufactured. And so there's a million reasons why the show was such a huge success. But that's a big one, right? It's a big one.
So when you first showed up in Pittsburgh, I think my recollection, you had 30 people to interview. 27 were from my studio. 2 were friends of mine who had little boys that I thought should have moved to LA and put their boys in show business. I thought they were hilarious. And then the 30th one was Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah.